Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello there. Welcome to episode 101, just like the freeway here in Southern California, of 15 Minutes of Genius. I am your host, Alex Baer, CEO and founder of Genius Juice, if you cannot tell from all these logos going everywhere. So, super excited. We just crossed the 100th episode barrier. So we've had a lot of fun here. Just wanted to give major thanks to everyone that has listened or watched, whether it's Apple Podcast or Spotify or on LinkedIn or on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support. We are now getting record-breaking numbers in comments, likes, and views on every single episode. So really grateful for that, because without fans, without people listening or watching, really, we don't really have a show. It's just me talking to a wall with a camera that's off. So anyway, thank you again for all your support. Glad that we've made it across the 100th episode, and here we are at 101. Big plug to Mark Nicholas. Speaking of being grateful, he's our producer. He is the king of the castle. He is the owner of the mansion. He is the man. That's really, I want to boil it down. He is the man. So thank you, Mark, for being there, helping us, building our show. You make a great show and have a great studio. And you know what? If you want to do your own podcast as well, right, make sure to reach out to him, Mark N. at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. All right, so our guest is actually, I believe it was a blur that I met him two years ago at Expo East. This is Dean Sinclair. He is a business partner at JPG Resources. Great group of guys. There's 8 partners. I didn't know that until I met him just now. CPG business coach. He also works with startups, and he's an investment and growth advisor. He also advises with CPG sales, branding, marketing, Amazon sales, and the list goes on and on. He has many, many years of experience here. So don't want to talk too much. I'm going to leave enough time to hear from him. So Dean, how are you?
Hey, Alex. How you doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Absolutely. You got the window open behind you, the nice breeze over the lake up there in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So living the life, right?
Yep. A little later out here than on the West Coast. But
it's like 9:30 right now over there.
Yeah, we're 3 hours. 3 hours ahead of you, but a beautiful night here in West Michigan. That's for sure.
Totally. I got to give a big shout out to, you obviously for being on our show this late and all the guests we've had, because we filmed this at night. I'm running Genius Juice during the day. I'm not retired yet.
Right.
So I'm working 12 to 14 hours a day, sometimes even more. And so we film this, we compact about 4 or 5 tapings on Thursday nights here in Manhattan Beach. And, it starts at 5. So we have some people on the East Coast that are literally, or Midwest, such as yourself, they're literally up until almost 10 o'clock at night. So thank you.
Right.
Thank you for joining us so late. So
my pleasure. It's
better than just watching Netflix or TV or working. You're
totally
getting your mind off work.
Totally.
So
all that content's the same. This is way better.
Exactly.
Although I do like Ted Lasso. I'm a big Ted Lasso fan. You been watching any of that?
I have no idea who that is, but tell us.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Ted Lasso. Just check it out.
Ted Lasso. Who is he? Tell us a little bit.
It's the guy from. Oh gosh, I'm going brain dead here because I'm on the spot. But it's just about. It's about a Division III football coach who goes to Britain to coach a major soccer, what we call soccer football team, and it's just hilarious. So. Highly recommend it.
Netflix, Hulu, or?
I think it's Apple TV.
Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV. Damn it. I guess I'm going to have to pirate it or something.
You might have to.
Watch through my neighbor's window or hack their password and then just log in. Yeah. All right.
There you go.
So let's get into your story, okay? So it's a fascinating one. You have a ton of experience. I had to scroll through for about a minute on your LinkedIn just to see everything. I think that's why my phone ran out of battery. I ran out of battery scrolling through your profile. So tell us more about what really impassions you. What got you into the CPG space? Mm-hmm. What is your background? And then I know you're, as mentioned, a partner in JPG. we can talk more about that as well. But let's talk about where this all started and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. Well, I started really my work in the food and beverage industry with Anheuser-Busch. I was a national brand manager and promotion manager at Anheuser-Busch, and I worked on the Eagle Snacks business. And my almost 8 years at Anheuser-Busch, I really got to work, as you can imagine, working with Eagle Snacks, Budweiser, and all the Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch brands. Really got to see what a worldwide brand does to execute and across every level, from merchandising to product innovation to acquisition. And then they ended up selling Eagle Snacks to Frito-Lay, and I ended up taking a senior marketing position with a large Midwest retailer called Meijer. And Meijer really was the first company to come up with this concept of superstores. And so I worked in retail here again for about another 8 years, and really got to see the other side of food and beverage as it relates to a retail operation, and had the privilege of working in multiple categories, even some HBC, home beauty care, and even soft lines, and got to watch how brands pitch to $1 billion retailer and how they make decisions to get things on shelf. Well, coming out of Meijer, I transitioned, had a little bit of time in publishing, and then I started. I had my brother reach out to me, who was starting to grow a brand, and said, I need somebody to get behind me in this brand. And so we worked on a brand that eventually got sold to Topps Candy called Sharkies. But in all of this, I had such a great experience of launching and exiting my own brand. I'm like, I wanna experience the same success. And as years went on and I had all this wealth of branding and retail experience, I was just amazed at how a lot of young food and beverage entrepreneurs really were experts in their food, but really seemed to struggle on, how do I sell this in? How do I move from like a small market or a farmer's market and actually get it on shelf? And there was such a gap. And so I just saw myself really helping, and it's really an overused term, but I'm a coach, and I'm big into athletics. I've coached my kids and all kinds of things, and I just really enjoy taking on clients and new brands and helping them get to the next level. And so at the core, that's my passion, is helping people constantly learning and understanding every facet of the journey, from idea to exit. And there's also another underlining current of passion for me too, is that, I just want to get better food into the market and better food into the mainline, market in the U.S. And there's so many good food companies out there, but they don't have the knowledge and basically a lot of times the resources to compete against the enterprise brands. And so, at JPG, we help every type of brand from startup to enterprise. But the particular division that I help lead is called The Garden, and we work with young startup food and beverage brands every day. So that's where it sort of all took off for me.
Got it. It's great info, and I think I've heard of Meijer's. They're sizable, and it's really cool that you worked with them as well. There's so much to unpack here, but I want to get into really the story with some of the brands that you've worked with. I know we have some photos. Mm-hmm. There's one. I think it's called Good Life, or I'm trying to remember the great. Good Life Naturals.
Yeah. I think. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. So he got there. So this is just one of her products. This is Holly and Hector. They own a company called Good Life Naturals. They make 3 interesting products. They make granola, which is their best seller, but they make a salsa and then a tomato and sugar-free ketchup. That is just one of the best tomato-free ketchups and sugar-free ketchups on the market. And if you struggle with any type of diabetes, it's a great product for that. And then I think there's another picture that just shows Holly and Hector. When we met them a few years ago, here they are with their their beautiful daughter, Lucy. And Hector is of Mexican descent, and he's the genius. He's really the chef. And Holly comes out of sort of a financial world, and they have this line of products that's just absolutely excellent. And so we've quadrupled their sales in over a year, and we've helped them just sort of reposition the brand, packaging, marketing, and now we're really pushing hard, working with them to help them get into a couple of key major retailers.
It's great.
There's another brand there that I think I might send it to you. It's called Top Fox. Top Fox.
Top Fox.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard of it, but it looks. I gotta say, I'm a branding guy. I'm a packaging guy. And you can tell the Genius brand very centrically just focused on marketing and graphics. But the coolest thing about this package is that it's black. Like it totally stands out among all the other packaging. And it looks very appetizing. So tell us more about this brand.
So Top Fox here again, another great story. This was someone that was already in our network. His name's Jeremy Zobrist. Jeremy is a genius himself. He is a food engineer. He's a farmer. He's a grower. He owns land in central Illinois. And he went into Whole30 and like a paleo diet. I think he lost over 50 pounds. And a big part of what he did is he would consume a lot of pumpkin seeds, which is high in protein. Omega-3s has a lot of great nutritional properties. And he created this brand, and we've had the privilege of, we launched this with him about 2 years ago. He's now in Sprouts. I think he's about to get into Meijer. I think he's in H-E-B. I'm not exactly sure, but he's got a great website, topfox.com or topfoxsnacks.com, and you can see just great pictures of him on the tractor. And he is a guy who literally understands the process from seed to table. In other words, he plants it, he harvests it, he oversees the manufacturing process and putting it in the bag. And he's just a great guy, great passion, great energy. And these are the type of people that we just love working with because we learn from them. We're a consultancy that we really sort of, it's very collaborative. It's not always solution based, but we sit down with these people and we become part of their team. We get to know their families and their friends and the people that are working on the business, and we get to go on the journey with them, and that's exciting.
Very cool. Sounds like the real deal. So you have a lot of great brands that you work with, ton of experience. What do you do? Because you're a similar personality to me, where I can't stop with like working. I want to get on to new projects. I want to discover new things. I'm always constantly learning. Right now is like I'm very, very focused on Genius Juice, but I love to do things on the side at night or the early morning when I'm not doing Genius Juice to kind of keep my mind active. What do you like to do outside of work? Like, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? Because you're and also, and again, we don't ask it too much, but I like to ask people that just love to work. They're very passionate, and I know that passion probably crosses over into what you do in your personal life. And then second question is, are you originally from the Midwest, or where were you born and raised?
Let me tackle that one first. Yeah, born and raised actually north of Greater Detroit in a small town called Fenton, Michigan, and then did my schooling, my undergrad, and some of my graduate work in Michigan. And so born and raised Michigander, but lived in St. Louis for a while when I worked for Anheuser-Busch. And as far as what I do when I'm not coaching and consulting or working on new food brands and food companies,
you sleep.
I try to sleep. I try, but like you, I like to think of myself as a constant learner and someone who wants to continue to grow in all aspects. I find other than like the hardcore cost of counting and getting heavy into performance and P&Ls, I'm really fascinated by everything around the food business. How do you make it, and how do you make it so it stays on shelf, and what are the ingredients, and will cinnamon be a better ingredient than brown sugar because it has longer shelf life? And just so the food science fascinates me. Obviously, marketing and branding is a huge part of my passion. That Top Fox Snacks package, I love it, but we find really good package for me takes people, it polarizes them. I love it or I hate it, and I think that's a good thing. And that's what's happened with the Top Fox snack package, and we've got really good feedback from retailers, and it's doing really well. But one of my greatest passions, of course, I love my wife. We just celebrated 33 years of marriage, and so when she spends time with me, that's sort of nice. She's in healthcare, but here's some of my greatest passions. So I have 4 kids. They're all adults. I have 2 of them are in sales. My daughter is in behavioral health. One of the big things that's sort of a hobby right now is really on a very, very small scale, helping promote the music career of my youngest, whose name is Bradley Sinclair. I know this sounds like a plug, but you asked, so I'm telling you. But he was just on this season of The Voice. And,
really? He was on stage and he performed with the 4 judges where the chairs turned and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
what style of music? What style of music is he saying?
He was on Nick Jonas's team, so he got coached by Nick Jonas.
Wow.
And Kelly Clarkson and Nick Jonas both turned their seats, and he just did a great job. He sang a James Arthur song, and then he sang an Elton John song and lost in his battle round. But now he's lived in Nashville for the last year. And
let's take just a step back.
Yeah.
Step back. So when did this air? This episode? Or
it aired
season?
In winter of this year. So it aired in I think it aired in February and March.
Wow.
Of this year.
So it's just aired. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
very
just
cool.
aired. Yeah.
So literally this season, Nick Jonas's team, Bradley Sinclair. Okay, make sure to go watch it, people. Go on YouTube and YouTube that. You'll see him.
Yeah.
And he'll look like Dean.
I don't know if he'll ever see it. He'll probably kill me. Yeah, he does look a little bit like me, but with long hair and glasses. But it is a passion.
He's a musician, right? He's going to have long hair. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So his inspirations are actually people like John Mayer, and he really likes the swooners. So like Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
Yeah,
Elton John. He did an Elton John song.
Yeah, he likes Elton John. And there's a lot of other artists that I know he likes that I'm not familiar with, but
makes you feel older, right?
A lot of,
You're like,
yeah,
it really does.
It really does.
Yeah.
Don't know that one. So that's one thing. I water ski. I love to water ski.
That's why you're near a lake.
And
near a lake.
I run.
Skiing.
Yeah, a lot of lakes in Michigan. And so my wife and I, we love being outdoors, and we walk and hike and ride bikes, and when I'm not working, I love to just be anything outdoors, anything out there. There's a lot to do here in Michigan, but we travel. We have family and friends and clients in California, in Florida, and so any chance we get, we like to be outside.
Love it. Well, thank you for sharing that, Dean. It's you have an awesome background both on the playing field and off the field, so to speak. So let's get into our next segment here because we're running out of time, and this is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Oh no!
Rapid Fire Questions.
I'm nervous.
There's nothing to be nervous about. Nothing.
Okay, man.
What makes you're lucky? Do you know why? Because after episode 100, I was supposed to change the questions to much harder questions. I've been asking the same questions for like 40 episodes. I forgot to change them. So I have the same questions. So you have, these are like softball, right? Talking about like coaching and sports. This is total softball questions. Right. You might struggle with the first. You might struggle with the first one because this is, these are
All right.
maybe millennial kind of bands, but I don't know. I think you know these. You know them. Yeah, you're good.
I'll do
All
my
right.
best.
Yeah. Since you have kids, if you didn't know them yourself, your kids told you about these bands.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So you ready?
Lay it on me.
All right. So first question: Nsync or Backstreet Boys?
I'm gonna go with Nsync.
Every single guest on this taping session, 3 guests in a row, all in sync. They're like, I love Justin Timberlake. In sync.
Yeah. I saw Justin in Chicago right before the pandemic with my second oldest son, and it was a great concert. So
oh my God.
I'm sort of a fan. So
He's so talented. Yeah. He's a great actor too. He's a great actor in Social Network.
He's a funny actor. The dude's funny. Yeah.
Totally. He's like, one more thing. Drop the. In the Facebook movie.
Yeah, hilarious.
And people in Silicon Valley, it's funny. I read a book about the Facebook effect, and people in Silicon Valley were thoroughly convinced that in the movie that Justin Timberlake is Sean Parker. Like even when they see him, they call him Sean Parker.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. All right. So movie
funny.
You can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Oh man, you're gonna think I'm nerdy, but probably unlimited amount of times. Just one.
Just one. You can name a couple if you want.
Yeah, Guardian of the Galaxy.
Okay. See, this is something. It's really funny. It's cool with these questions where I see you as super astute, just outdoorsy, kind of more traditional. Then here we got Guardians of the Galaxy. Something like in sci-fi. I never pegged you as a sci-fi guy. So okay.
Yeah,
learning.
We're our whole family except my wife. We're Star Wars and Marvel nuts, but my wife thinks we're all just a bunch of weirdos, and she walks out of the room. But I've totally brainwashed my kids. But yeah,
majority rule, right? So
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Next one. I nothing wrong with Star Wars or Star Trek. Those are one of the greatest movies of all time, and I'll stand by that.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care. I'm a nerd, and I'm proud. I'm sure you are too. All right. Song you can listen to an unlimited amount of times.
Oh gosh, a song I can listen to. James Taylor, Fire and Rain.
Love that. I actually saw him at the Greek. Yeah. He's one of my dad's favorite, one of my dad's favorite artists. And I love Handyman, Smiling Face. They're amazing songs. He's such a great artist. And then my wife loves Taylor Swift. And I'm like, where Taylor Swift got her name from? And she's like, no, because Taylor Swift's parents loved James Taylor. That's how she got her name.
Yeah, there you go.
And they actually performed. They performed together, Taylor Swift and James Taylor, at a concert. It's pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube for those. Check it out. All right, so
check it out.
Check it out. Favorite sport to watch?
Football.
Yep.
College football. Let me preface that. College football. I just love college football. Yeah.
If you're in the Midwest, not to make a stereotype, there's a 99.9% chance that it's college football or pro.
You can stereotype me. Yeah, I mean, my dad hauled me to Michigan and Michigan State football games as a kid, but they're just, I mean, it's quite an experience.
Oh yeah,
to be in a stadium with 105,000 people.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Go blue, right? And Michigan State. Go blue.
Yeah. No, right that's on. Michigan, but that's okay. That Michigan's go blue.
Oh, it's Michigan. Michigan State is not. Okay,
I just Michigan State's green and white. Yeah.
Oh man, I just lost all the Midwest listeners just from that.
Yeah, you lost probably about a third, but that's all right. We'll try to get them back. Better move on to the next question.
You still got the coast. All right.
This is true.
If I get the coast, I'm okay. All right. So
that's right.
It's like a presidential election. I get the coast, I'm good.
Right. That's right. You got the point.
Yeah. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet?
Zoom.
Same here. What is your spirit animal?
An eagle.
Mine too. I'm a big eagle guy, and I love also the band, the Eagles. And actually,
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Fry, who passed away. He's from Michigan.
Right.
Yeah. It's like a hometown hero.
That's right. He was. That's right. He was.
I forget
from Rochester, Michigan. I think you're right.
Yep. I
Yeah,
remember.
he's from a suburb of Detroit.
Yep, he's from a suburb in Detroit. I remember during the concert, I saw them 3 times over the course of a few years. I got lucky. I saw him literally 2 or 3 times before he passed away. And he seemed totally fine on stage, but he had that Midwestern accent. He's like, "How you doing? Glenn Fry. I'm from Rochester,
that's what we
Michigan."
sound like. Yep. There you go.
Anyway, another stereotype. Sorry. All right. So, window seat or aisle seat on an airplane?
I'm an aisle.
Peanut butter or almond butter, or neither?
Boy, I love them both. I'd probably have to go with peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter is the best. Omnivore, flexitarian, vegetarian, or vegan?
Omnivore. Yeah.
Yep. Cold weather or hot weather?
Hot.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Oh, now you are going to get a little political. I don't. I'm old, so yeah, I probably would have to steer toward MJ. But they're both so incredible. I mean, all politics and everything aside, I mean, it's just amazing to me that in my lifetime, I've had the honor of watching both of these incredible athletes and just watching. I was at the at my prime when Michael Jordan was at his prime, and just because they were talking about a little bit about my generation, how we got to see Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, just the USA Olympic team, just some of the great people that we've been able to see in the last 20 years. It's been amazing, but they're both great. But if you held a gun to my head, I would probably say MJ.
I think you're right. That means for what it's worth, I think MJ is all around the more well-rounded player, both on the court and off the court, in my opinion. So
yeah,
and I'm in LA, right? I should like him. I do.
Right,
but
right.
MJ,
right.
No one touches MJ. All right, ginger or turmeric?
I guess I'd say ginger.
There you go. And
You're
last
talking
one.
Spice, right?
Yeah, like the spice or the root. Yeah.
Okay.
So, both. So, favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island and you cannot say Genius Juice or any brand you've ever worked on or worked with in your entire career?
So I have to just pick one type of food or one.
It could be
not
a brand. It could be a brand.
Type of food.
It could be a food. It could be a drink. It could be anything from Snapple to whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would probably say sushi.
Sushi.
Can I do that?
There you go. Yeah, I've had a few people answer sushi.
I love sushi.
And you got the fish. You got the fish from the. I guess it's an ocean.
Yeah.
There's no sushi in the ocean. There are, right? It's ocean, not fresh water.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
As you can tell, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm like, where does sushi come from? Yeah. All right. Well,
it's the ocean.
Yeah. So that is rapid fire questions with Dean Sinclair.
Oh, that was. Thank you. Yeah.
Pretty painless, right? Nothing to be nervous about.
And you have a live studio audience. Now I'm really nervous.
We do. Yeah. There's a studio. We have an outsourced studio out of Ohio. We hire them.
There you go.
We pay them $50. They get in a room and they just watch this and they applaud. That's all they do. So
there you go. Perfect.
Yep. All right. Well, Dean, really good to have you on our show. Good to reconnect with you from Expo East a couple years back, and congrats on all your success. And really good to see you. And thanks for sharing your story.
Okay, Alex. Thanks for your time. Yeah, all the best.
You too. All right. So that is Dean Sinclair, a business partner at JPG Resources. This is episode 101 of 15 Minutes of Genius. Make sure to check us out on Apple Podcast or on Spotify. And we do post new episodes every Tuesday and Friday right here, also on, well, not right here, but wherever you're listening, but it's on LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn. It is right here if you're on LinkedIn. So again, episode 101 in the books. And, big plug, Mark Nicholas, mark-howtomeetstudios.net. I almost forgot. I have not forgotten on any episode, so I'm still running strong. Haven't forgot. That's why it's called Genius, my friends. All right, so last thing, what is it? Stay genius, my friends. Thank you.
Genius for life.
Coconut smoothies coming at you.